Stop trusting your guts. It is lying to you. Every life coach say, follow your instinct. But in high-stake environment, your instincts are usually just disguised panic. You are not feeling intuition. You are feeling anxiety. You're trying to make massive decisions, jobs, moves, relationship, money, based on a feeling. And when anxiety drives the vehicle, you crash. By the end of this video, you will have the zero emotion decision protocol. You will learn to strip the emotional noise out of any decision and make bulletproof calls without the paralyzing anxiety of choice. Because decisions aren't magic, they are math. I used to think I had good instinct. Whenever I face a tough decision, I would sit with it for a while, wait for a feeling, and go with whatever my gut told me. I thought that's what smart people did. Trust yourself. Follow the inner voice. But here's what I didn't realize. Most of the time, that inner voice wasn't wisdom. It was anxiety looking for the fastest exit. I would take the options that felt safest, the one that relieved the pressure quickest. Not because it was the best choice, but because I couldn't stand sitting in discomfort of not knowing any longer. I would convince myself I had a strong instinct. But in reality, I just wanted the decision to be over. And it cost me. The wrong jobs, wrong commitments, wrong priorities. Decision I would look back on 6 months later and think, what was I thinking? The wake-up call for me came when I was deployed to Iraq as an executive officer. I was responsible for $82 million in equipment and moving troops through hostile territory. I was standing in a motor pool, staring at a convoy route map. My gut was screaming to take the main supply route. It felt faster, more familiar, and I almost gave the order based on that feeling alone, just to make the anxiety of choosing go away. But then my commander pulled me aside. He looked at the map and stripped the emotion out of it. We ran the data. The secondary route has less recent enemy activity, better overwatch position, and clear communication lines. We took the secondary route, and yes, the data was right. That's when I realized my gut wasn't trying to make the best decision. It was trying to make the fastest one. And in that environment, fastest get people killed. Years later, at Raytheon, I watched the same thing happen in corporate boardrooms. Executive rushing multi-million-dollar contract based on a good vibe from a vendor. They would call it instinct, but in reality, it was just impatient dressed up as confidence. And that's what I teach now. How to remove your emotion from the equation and let the data decide. We are going to eliminate the liability of intuition and replace it with a system. And here's the 3-step zero emotion decision protocol. Step 1, the reconnaissance. In the military, reconnaissance isn't about charging over a hill to see what happened. It is a systematic collection of specific data points. The terrain, the weather, enemy movement. We don't look at the entire battlefield and say, looks tough. But instead, we break it down into grids. You need to do the same thing with your decision. And here's the problem. Cognitive overload. When you face big decision, your brain tries to evaluate everything at once. The salary, the location, the people, the risks, the opportunity, the timing, all of it simultaneously. And your brain short circuits. Logic go offline, and that's when your gut take over. This is also where something called the halo effect destroy you. The halo effect is a cognitive bias where one positive trait blinds you to everything negative. And here's a real example. You get a job offer from a big name company, impressive brand, looks amazing on a resume. Your gut say, take it immediately. But why? Because the prestige of the name is creating a halo. It is blinding you to everything else. You are staring at the shiny logo instead of reading the fine print. If you actually isolate the variable, break down that offer into separate, independent data points, the picture changes fast. Base salary, 20% below market rate. Commute, 90 minutes each way. Culture, the department has massive turnover. 60 plus hours per week expected. Suddenly, that gut feeling to take the job looks a lot like walking into a trap. Here's the action. I want you to grab a piece of paper, write down every variable involved in your decision as an independent fact. Don't connect them. Don't assign emotion to them. Don't create a narrative. Just list the raw data. You are a scout gathering intel, nothing more. Leave your feeling at the door and collect the facts. This alone will change how you see the decision, because when you separate the variables, the halo effect breaks. You stop seeing the dream job and start seeing the actual components of what you're walking into. Step 2, the tactical delay. In high-stress environment, the immediate reaction is almost always the wrong reaction. When an ambush happens, the untrained soldier fires wildly in every direction. The veteran drops to a knee, take a deep breath, assess where the fire is coming from, and then engage. That pause is the difference between surviving and becoming a casualty. You need to build the same pause into your decisions. Here's why this matters. Your emotional bias needs oxygen to survive, and urgency is the oxygen. When you feel pressure to decide right now, when everything feels time sensitive and the anxiety is building, your amygdala take over. Logic shut down. Your default to whatever feels safe in the moment, completely ignoring the long-term consequences. Think about sitting at 2 a.m., staring at your phone after a breakup. Your gut is screaming to send that text. Every part of you believes it will fix the pain. It won't. That's just your emotional brain looking for a quick dopamine hit to soothe the anxiety. If you act in that moment, you reset your progress to 0. It is the same pattern everywhere. The pressure to sign an apartment lease on the spot because someone else is looking at it. The pressure to accept a college offer before you actually weighed the financial costs. The pressure to buy a car because the salesman says the deal expires today. All of these use urgency to bypass your logic center. They weaponize your anxiety. And here's a tactic, the 48-hour buffer. Install a mandatory 48-hour delay on any decision that changes your trajectory, costs significant money, or impact your mental health. When someone presents you with a choice, you respond, I received the information. I will review it and have an answer in 48 hours. That's it. Professional, clear, non-negotiable. During those 48 hours, you are not deciding. You are letting the emotional spike flatline. You are starving the bias of its oxygen. You refuse to form an opinion until the clock runs out. When the anxiety fades, the clarity remains. And guess what? You'll be shocked at how many urgent decisions look completely different after 2 days of calm analysis. How many things that felt like urgency turn out to be pressure tactic or manufacturing urgency. The delay is your superpower. Use it ruthlessly. Step 3, binary execution. Here's where you lock intuition out of the room permanently and let the system do the work. At Raytheon, when we evaluate massive defense contracts, we didn't sit around, ask each other how we felt about a supplier. We built a protocol. We established non-negotiable parameters before the negotiation even began. If a vendor met the parameters, we moved forward. If they failed a single critical parameter, we cut them loose. no hesitation, no regret. The system made the decision. You need to treat your life choices the same way. Decisions are not mystical events. They are the result of data meeting parameters. Example number 1. Dropping out of college to start a business. Your gut is swinging between fear of failure and the excitement about entrepreneurship. Emotions everywhere. Stop. Build your protocol. Set your parameters before the emotion can influence them. Parameter 1. Do I have 6 months of living expenses saved in cash? Yes or no? Parameter number 2. Does my business have actual paying clients right now? Not just a good idea, but real revenue? Yes or no? Parameter number 3. Is my current degree directly tied to a licensed profession I want? Yes or no? Review your data against these parameters. If the data passes, you execute. If it fails, you abort. Period. No feelings involved, no vibe. The framework made the decision. The burden is off your shoulders. Example 2. The relationships. This is where most people rely on gut feelings more than anywhere else, and exactly why so many relationships implode. You meet someone. The chemistry is electric. Your brain floods with oxytocin. Your gut screaming, this is the one. Meanwhile, you are ignoring that they have crippling debt, zero ambition, and can't resolve a disagreement without yelling. Your gut is blinding you. If you use a binary execution, you set the parameters before you even meet them. Parameter 1. Financial responsibility. Yes or no? Parameter number 2. Share core values about what matters. Yes or no? Parameter number 3. Can resolve conflict without escalation. Yes or no? When the data shows they fail a critical parameter, the protocol makes the call for you. You abort. It hurt in the short term, but it saved you years of misery. Here's the principle. The protocol protects you from yourself. You remove the emotion, apply the framework, and execute. Here's your action. Whatever decision you are facing right now, write down 3 non-negotiable parameters. They must be binary, yes or no, pass or fail. If the data passes all 3, pull the trigger. If it fails even 1, walk away and don't look back. Be honest with yourself right now. What is one major decision you are rushing because you just want the anxiety of choosing to be over? What are you about to decide based on a feeling instead of actual data? You know what it is. Here's your weekly challenge. Take the biggest decision on your plate right now and install a 48-hour tactical delay. No opinions formed, no commitments made. During those 48 hours, 1. Isolate the variable. Write them down as raw, independent facts. 2. Let the emotional spike flatline. Don't discuss it with anyone. Don't poll your group chat. 3. Build your protocol. Set 3 non-negotiable parameters. Make it binary, yes or no. And when the 48 hours are up, let the framework decide, not your gut, not your anxiety, not the pressure from someone else's timeline. Remember, the data decides. And here's what you discover. When you strip the emotion out of your decision, they become simple. Not easy, simple. The answer was usually obvious all along. You just couldn't see it through the noise. Stop guessing, start executing. I want to know what decision you're putting through the protocol. Comment protocol below and tell me the decision you're facing. I want to see who's replacing gut feelings with frameworks. And if this changed how you think about decision making, if you have been letting anxiety drive the vehicle, then hit that like and subscribe button and turn on the bell notification. We are building a community of people who are done guessing and ready to operate with precision. Your support helped this reach someone else who are paralyzed by choices right now, and there are a lot of us out there. Trust the data, not the feeling. Force strong and thrive on, my friends.